I don't know if anybody's going to join us here. So give us a few seconds, Larry, for to see if anybody's going to be. Okay, it's showing. Yeah, live with Larry after the interview. So I got notice that we're live. I need to turn the volume down. So sorry, I forgot to get the volume off. And I'm waiting to see if nobody's in here with us yet. So but a lot of times they pop up pretty quickly all at once. So I don't know. We had a few people here. Yeah, we've got 26 people here now. So, okay, folks, we weren't able to get Larry in through the computer, so I don't know why, but he's here. So go ahead, Larry.
Today is the last day of 2019, and as I just said on Jason Goodwin's program, tomorrow will be the first day of 2020. And 2020 will be the most important year of this nation, with the exception of the American Revolution. And it will be, I think, more important than even the Civil War relative to this nation's future. Yes, the Civil War divided this country, but it was known back then that once the war was over, there was going to be an America. 2020 may be the end of America as we know it. Literally, the end. This is the first time America will be involved in a coup to overthrow our fundamental system of government and our way of life. First time. It's big. This is going to be the year of years. So I appreciate everybody being here. I hope everybody comes this year. I hope I'm able to do my part this coming year, because much will need to be done. I would say today, the best thing to do, if y'all would like, is let me devote time to you people, the questions that you'd like to have answered, if I can answer them.
How about answering the one that I asked earlier today that came from Anne? I don't see her in the chat, but that doesn't mean she's not here listening. She asked, what about the children of some of these leaders that we know, like Hunter Biden and Pelosi's son, who are involved in some of these kickbacks and dirty dealings with other countries over foreign aid? Can't they be prosecuted?
The answer is, and if you're there, or to all of you, the answer is yes. They do not possess any privilege, protection from prosecution. They are family members of public officials. They are family members of big-time people, but they still are subject to prosecution. They have no protection. Now, the question would be then, are they going to be prosecuted? The answer to that is, as I told Mary Ellen this morning, the answer to that is yes, as they probably will be if we save the country. But remember, Attorney General Barr has to prioritize his prosecution schedule. And I think it was right now that all of us support him in his lining up his investigations around the coup first. Let's save the country first, and then get into some of the specific crimes further down the road. Right now, we need Attorney General Barr, Special Attorney Durham. We need them keeping heavily buried into this coup. There's people involved in it. What else you got? It's your time, folks, and ask questions.
Yeah, we've got some that have come in. Clearly Clever says the FISA court's response to getting played was sure weak. What do you think?
It absolutely is. I don't think, in my opinion, the FISA courts were not as innocently abused as they might want us to believe. Look, folks, I believe they were in on it just like everybody else. I do. I may be wrong about that. That's my opinion. But I don't believe for a second, me personally, I just don't believe that they were blindsided by these mistakes. I just don't. What else?
Do you know Portler Gloss?
What?
Do you know Portler Gloss?
Do not.
Okay. Man, this same person is just firing questions away. I'm going to take another question, then come back to yours, Frank. Oh, shoot. I just lost the question. What do you think about what's going on in Iran?
You mean Iraq? What's going on in Iraq with them attacking our embassy? Folks, that's extremely, extremely dangerous. I am proud to see that President Trump has taken actions a lot different than Hillary did with Benghazi. For example, he immediately sent choppers to basically buzz the people attacking the embassy to let them know that they were there. And the whole thing that started it, in case people don't know or haven't seen, an American contractor was killed, and President Trump attacked the group that killed that contractor. And because of that, apparently, and I'm saying apparently, some civilians were injured or killed as a result of the attack by us. And it supposedly riled up these people. Probably when everything is said and done, we will find out. We're going to find out probably that these people were not riled up by the attack from the people that killed the contractor. These were Iranian-backed people just taking an opportunity to capitalize on the situation and use it. But it's a very dangerous situation right now. And I think we're all very, very lucky that President Trump is the president during this crisis. I do not know what he's going to do
Great grandma says, let Larry know I love and pray for him, and money's coming via PayPal.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Grandma. That's what your code name is, or whatever you call it. Thank you.
Somebody's asking about Chelsea Clinton's real dad. That's Webster Hubble.
Chelsea's dad is Webb Hubble, and if you wonder how I know that, I can only tell you I was told that from Bill Clinton himself.
And they look so much alike.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, April asks, how does the Convention of States work regarding Article 5? She thinks it's Article 5.
Look, I don't believe we should enter into an amendment with the state. I just don't. Constitutional amendment. Getting together, I just don't. The reason being, I would be for that if the only people that were going to show up and make recommendations to amend the Constitution were us. But we're not going to be the only one. The other side's going to be there too. And it's going to turn into a mess. And so I think a convention of the states is best not done right now. My opinion, though, that is simply my opinion, and it should be regarded just as that. And I have no say-so or no power beyond any of us. I'm just like all the rest of us. I have an opinion on it, and that's all it is. What else?
Jazz asked, do you think Pompeo will leave his position?
Don't know. I do not know. I believe Pompeo, depending on what happens in this impeachment trial, I know for a fact he has been content and comfortable with his assignment as Secretary of State. But I do not know what his opinion and position and comfort level is going to be after this sham Senate trial that I now fear is going to be as bogus as was the House impeachment inquiry.
Israel Longoria says, America will never be great again unless every congressman taking bribes, past and present, from foreign countries is indicted and prosecuted.
I don't think America, I'm going to agree with you, listener, in the sense that we're never going to be as great as we were meant to be as long as we have the corrupt individuals in our government that are there now. We're just not. We can't be. So it's going to require the cleaning of house. But it'll have to be done through a series of election seasons. Can't be done just in one. But we have to make a commitment that we're going to bring our government back into control of we the people and out of the control in the hands of those that wish to destroy us. What else?
Hang on. I'm just going back to some of Frank's questions. Will Donald Trump be impeached and thrown in jail?
No. Well, this impeachment is not, was not, never was meant to actually impeach the president. It has simply been a way to weaponize the impeachment process as they have weaponized law to destroy and defeat him. Throw him out of office. Now, what else?
Cindy says fired deputies will not be able to be hired again unless they go through training again. Do you know anything about that?
Do not. I do not. And that's one of those subject matters, Cindy, that's outside of the realm of the things that I deal with, as a matter of course.
Yeah. What? Tahan Thomas, he just talked about the U.S. Embassy in Iraq, and he claims there's a hostage situation, and Iraq troops are helping.
I know the president has called on, he's called on the Iraqi government to help in this situation. As a matter of fact, he's demanding that they help in this situation. But beyond that, I know nothing of a hostage situation or the details on the ground there as yet. I just do not as of yet.
Yeah, and if the Iraqi troops are helping the invaders, that's a problem.
Well, I would assume that there may be some Iraqi troops helping the protesters. I'm not in a position at this point to say that I believe, and remember this is my opinion at this point, I'm not in a position at this point to say that I believe that basically all the Iraqi troops are participating on the side of the intruders. I wouldn't think that. If they are, they're fixing to get a real stern lesson from President Trump. One they will not soon forget.
Yeah. Linda said that he just tweeted that it is now safe.
Okay. Good.
And I'm going to say, Frank, you will not talk disparagingly about another person in our chat. Rindy is a monitor for me, and you may not talk disparagingly about what she's doing to help. Clearly Clever said, who do you think is, sorry, I thought I had that turned off. Who do you think is worse, Rod Rosenstein or John Brennan? I know who I think is far worse, but.
Well, I'm going to say Brennan.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is Brennan. And I believe Brennan has actually done more direct treasonous activities against this nation than Rosenstein would have even had opportunity to do. Now, maybe if Rosenstein had been in the position Brennan was in, he might have been worse. But at this point, in my opinion, strictly my opinion, Brennan far exceeds Rosenstein. Whatever.
I think there's some people who did not hear the program with Jason and have just gotten here. So can you repeat what Mitch McConnell is doing now?
some. I don't mean it to be. But originally, as late as last week, the plan was that Mitch McConnell was going to work directly in cooperation with the administration and his legal counsel in this trial. Today, we hear in the past day or two, we hear that McConnell is now coordinating with Schumer and entertaining the idea of, and it sees no problem with calling witnesses. Now, the problem with that is McConnell knows, as does Schumer, as does Pelosi. McConnell knows that if the Democrats, if Schumer and them call Pompeo, Bolton,
Mulvaney.
They are rightfully going to be protected by executive privilege. Cetlo will cut them off from testifying with a subpoena by executive privilege. This time, the Democrats will take that to court, challenge it in court. Now, ordinarily, something like this challenge in court obviously would favor the president and his men, because they truly fall 100% under executive privilege. They do. But the way it's going to work this time is they're going to call for executive privilege. The person that takes them is going to send they're going to send it to the court. The court's going to vote one way or the other. If the court votes the federal court votes to support Trump and block the subpoenas, then the Democrats are going to appeal it. If the court votes against Trump, then Trump's people are going to appeal it. It's going to go to the federal appellate court. When it gets there, the appellate court is going to do what it has done to President Trump since the day he took office. They're going to not only be against him, they're going to do everything they can to hurt him. So now he's going to be in front of the appellate court. They're going to rule against him using executive privilege. They're going to rule against it. And from there, it will be appealed to the Supreme Court. And of course, when he goes before the Supreme Court's going to rule in favor of President Trump. But you see, the joke to this is, it's not going to matter. So it's all designed that the Supreme Court, excuse me folks, having trouble reading, the Supreme Court, they know that the ruling from the Supreme Court supporting President Trump cannot or will not most probably be resolved before the November election in 2020. So the Democrats intend to use the fact that it went to court and lost. They used the appellate court and it, voted their way, and then they used the whole thing is simply an ad campaign to defeat Trump. That's all it's about. That's all it's about.
Mimi, we already answered that question about Biden and the other children being prosecuted. If Mimi is Ann, then I will text you or call you after the show and repeat. Larry's kind of out of air at this point. Bombastic says Trump is against real criminal mafia. This has already been covered in the Mueller report. They can't cite a legal statute Trump has broken. And can anybody match Diane's $25 that she just sent?
Yes, please. Today I need help. Please. And I'm trying to hang on, but as most of you should be able to tell now, I'm having trouble breathing pretty bad.
Yeah. Thanks, Mimi, for going back and listening afterwards. Because I did ask your question pretty close to the beginning. As soon as Larry started taking questions. Bombastic says this stinks. It's just a rolling impeachment throughout the year to attempt to smear as usual. Of course it is. You know, it's anything to. It's all about the campaign. Yeah, just like Larry said. You know, he told us this how many months ago that this whole as soon as he told us before Trump even got the nomination that they would have to impeach him. That was going to happen. He saw that coming before he even got the nomination to be the candidate. But you know, as things started revving up, you know, he said this was just all about a scheme to help them win the election and defeat Trump in 2020. He's been saying that all along, and what we've watched happen is exactly that. They're pushing the timing back and back and back, so it'll hurt him so badly next year. And the effort that was made to stop this, you know, Larry even said last week that even if they were able to block it and say, look, because of the process followed by the House, they were just going to throw it out. We knew Schiff was ready to just start the whole process all over again and keep it going. Excuse me. So great grandma just matched Diane. So we need somebody else to try and do that too. So if anybody can match great grandma's 100 or Diane's 25, we need several people to do that if possible, because Larry hasn't gotten anything today at all. So that I know of. Let me say that I know of. I'll add that. Larry's PayPal account, I didn't put that across the screen yet. His PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. And if you go to the website nicholslive.com, there's a direct link to his PayPal account. There is his mailing address, 58 Kensington Drive, Conway, Arkansas, 72034. If you're going to send something in the mail, of course it takes time to get there, but he can only accept cash in the mail. If you need to do a check, or I don't do money orders either, but if you need to do a check or need some other way to send money, then hit my cell phone number, 240-499-6729. It should be in the description box directly underneath here. 240-499-6729. Claire has matched as well. That's good. Thank you. I didn't see that. Sorry, I was running to turn on my light. Big J is sending some inhalers.
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get up. I'm starting to black out, and
I could tell.
So folks, Happy New Year to you. Next year is a big year for us. It's the year we save this country.
do you want to take tomorrow off, or do you want to do the show tomorrow? Why don't I put one on, and if you can join me, that's fine. And if you can't, then Ellie or somebody will join me, okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all. Please help today if you can. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too, Larry.
See y'all tomorrow.
Okay. God bless.
Thank you.
All right, folks, that's it with Larry. Yeah, I could tell that he was going down, and when he stops talking, it's because he has blacked out from lack of oxygen. So do what you can. And I know we're at the turn of the month, so some of us probably have received our checks already, and some are getting some. Great Grandma, thank you. I will concur that we have enough people here watching that if everybody sends $10 or $20, we can surely help him get what he needs. And I know there are people here who even $1 would be a sacrifice. But if you could even send $1, that would be encouraging, because then he knows you're participating, and that's important to him. So thank you. I talked to him last night briefly. We are going to send a letter as part of Nichols' army, as a team here. We're sending a letter to President Trump, and three people that I know of were working on composing the letter around noon today. And I haven't checked my emails to see if they got it done and sent it to me yet. I don't know. I got a text message about it mid-afternoon, which would have been just a little while ago. So I haven't seen the letter yet. But what we're going to do is we are going to send our bumper sticker to President Trump and ask him to put it on his limo. And thanks, Cindy. If anybody else can match Cindy's $5, that would be fabulous. Remember, Larry's PayPal account is nicholslive@aol.com. So we're going to do that, and we're going to, I'll make sure that the letter includes a suggestion that President Trump help Larry. I don't know if he can. I think Larry has to be very careful about who works with him, and that things have to be kept very confidential, because Larry's reputation precedes him, and it causes problems for people in Washington to know that if anybody finds out who he's working with. But as I've told you before, I gave Larry's phone number directly into Eric Trump's hand. So he has had that contact, but whether it's been used or not, we don't have the opportunity to know that. So I think it wouldn't hurt again. Now, I'm sorry, I kind of forgot when I was trying to remember Ann's question and forgot that I had planned to ask him. He mentioned on Jason's show calling Mitch McConnell and saying, look, just dismiss this. This whole process is being done illegally. The House process for impeachment was not constitutional, and it was not constitutional. And I've lost my train of thought looking at the chat. I'm sorry. He listened to the very end of Jason's show to hear exactly what he said. I was going to ask Larry if he wanted us to write up a script for you to call McConnell. But yes, Tehan, McConnell better shut this stuff down before it gets far off the mark, because we don't need these games disrupting our president's election campaign. This is just nonsense. And McConnell is showing his true colors. And if you live in Kentucky, if you have friends in Kentucky, you need to contact them. I have some extremely liberal friends in Kentucky, besides some of the people that are part of this team who are very conservative. But my liberal friends, I'm going to have to contact them and talk to them. It got rather heated last time we talked, and that was the end of that. But we had been good friends decades ago, and I realized today that I need to contact her. And Mitch McConnell needs to be voted out. But of course, we don't need a Democrat coming in his place. But I mean, what difference does it make? He's so Democratic, being a rhino in the way he's behaving. And he and Lindsey Graham had talked about supporting the president, working with the president, and they're both flipping at this point. And you know, they're going for broke. And David, I'm sorry, Larry's not going to comment on a war with Iran. He misunderstood. He thought the question earlier was about the embassy raid in Iraq, which is Baghdad, Iraq. So yes, we should blow up Mitch McConnell's phone, and we need to support our president and let him know that this is absolutely wrong. And the White House phone number, not the White House, the congressional switchboard number is 202-224-3121. Let me type that into the chat right now. It's 202-224-3. Oh, come on. It would help if I get the number. 202-224-3121. And the Never Socialism shirt that Randy's talking about, we have it. Most of them are black or white. This is the front, and then it's really big on the back. And if you want it to leave out Nichols Army, if you don't want to include that, you're welcome to leave that out. He will leave that off of there for you if you want. You can order that on the merchandise page at nicholslive.com. David, that's a ridiculous question. Please don't go there. Yes, Rindy is a race car driver, and she hasn't been able to race recently because of an injury, but she's recovering, and I hope she's going to be able to get back behind the wheel and win. That would be awesome, Rindy. We're rooting for you. And we'd love to come watch you or see the video of it. Mitch is going along with Schumer, saying he had said the indication was last week that they were going to block a trial, that they were going to just in absentia, which means without the articles of impeachment having been turned over, they were going to say the process was wrong and they were not going to go forward and they were going to just end it. And now this week, Mitch is saying he's cooperating with Schumer and they're going to call witnesses. And we know that the witnesses that Schumer and the Democrats want to call are the people working with Trump who are under executive privilege. And then the House could not go to court over this, but the Senate can, because the Senate is under constitutional legal guidelines. And so they can go to court, and they're going to court drags it out until the election. And so this is nothing but a ploy. So thank you. I saw somebody else said they sent Larry $100. If anybody else can match that, we need to get to $650, and I think we're at $250 now, which will buy his heart meds, but he needs to get the other $400 to get him the experimental medication and the there's nutrition, and there's some pretty strong things that he's taking that are experimental, and so he has no way to pay for it except for our help. So yes, Mitch and Lindsey McConnell are rhinos Republican in name only. They are turning against Trump. Don't forget, folks, Larry has told us they want to stay in power. They want, now the question is, how many of them want socialism? Because if we go to socialism, will they still get what's happening is our tax dollars are being sent to other countries in the way of foreign aid. And whoever arranges that foreign aid gets a kickback. They will only get the money, like Biden said. When Ukraine was going to get $1 billion, Biden himself admitted that there was quid pro quo, that he said if they didn't fire the prosecutor that was looking into Hunter Biden's dealings with Burisma, that they were going to withhold the $1 billion in aid that Ukraine was supposed to get. And so quid pro quo is something that is constantly happening. Linda, you haven't received your shirt because we're still waiting for enough people to order. So would somebody please order a shirt? The quid pro quo is happening all the time. We expect people to do certain things in exchange for getting aid. But the problem is the congressmen who make this arrangement for the aid get kickbacks of big dollars. And then the leaders of the government in the country who's receiving the aid take kickbacks. And so many of the projects abroad that we have funded have not gotten their help. David, we need you to stay on topic. And we don't need more distraction like we had yesterday, and it's really hurting me. So I'm looking forward to what Rindy's going to be able to do, and we're rooting for you, so make sure we know about it. All right, that's it for today, folks. Larry needs another $400, so if anybody can please help, please do. One of the things you can do to help is you can order 28 Years to Nowhere. I have an order from Europe that I need to fill, and I've got a couple from Miami that need to be filled, and I won't get there to the post office in time today, but we will get that taken care of before the weekend. So if you can buy the bumper stickers at the nicholslive.com, they're $5. Cat Lady, I do not know. There's not very many that we still need. I think we only need to order a couple more, and then the order can go in. But we do them in batches, and Mark has funded so much of everything on his own that he's a little hard up and can't. Sometimes we've gone ahead and put orders in, and Mark has ordered just a few extra shirts on his own and paid for them, and we just can't afford to do that. Great Grandma, that would be fabulous. Text me if you can so that I know how much more I still need to raise. And Great Grandma, my text is 240-499-6729. I can't put that number in here, but let's see, 240-499-6729. I can do it that way. So my 5 and 6 don't work, and one of our folks has sent me a new computer. It arrived today. It is still sitting in the box on the floor behind me, and she and I need to go over getting things set up when I get the box open and pull it out. So we'll be able to type 5 and 6 again. So thank you, Great Grandma. We appreciate that so very, very much. Folks, do what you can. If anybody can do even $1, if 100 of us send $1, we got, that'll be, well, that creates $100 together. So, all right, I'm stumbling. I'm so distracted. So I am going to go. James, is that your number? Or are you trying to type in my number? Because that is not my number. James Pereira, there's not enough digits there. So My number is 240-499-6729. Kelly, we understand, and we're glad you're here. So share this video and hit the like button, and maybe we can get somebody else who can help Larry with the things that he needs to be doing. So God bless you all. That's it for today. I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully Larry can join us. And that all depends on whether he gets his medicine from one day to the next. So thanks, folks. God bless you. Bye. Well, James, I've got the volume turned off my phone right now, so give me 5 minutes to get everything turned back on. You can text that phone number, 240-499-6729. Send a text and I'll call you back. All right, folks, bye.